family allegory through astrological divination. Today, we got a very strong Mercurian energy coming out and message. Today's story is about a powerful but corrupt lawyer who finally reaps the karma he's sown after years and years of facilitating child abductions through legal loopholes, secret favors, and an illicit affair with a politically connected judge who shields his ever-growing empire of exploitation. Together, they manipulate courts, cops, and criminals, blackmailing offenders that they let walk free, laundering drugs and prostitution money into properties used to hide their trafficking network, strengthened further by the lawyer's wife's ties to an elite international ring. But, and as we all know, there always is a but to the story. Nothing good lasts forever, especially when built on a house of cards. Their arrogance becomes their undoing when they attempt to abduct and brainwash the daughter of a man who has been quietly working with top federal agencies in a massive corruption takedown. Believing him weak, they fall for every trap that he sets, exposing their entire operation through the very systems they once controlled. As the guilty face devastating sentences and their empire collapses from within, the father reunites with his daughter, we'll name her Ava in this story, and together they rise as fierce advocates for human rights, and for every voice stolen by people like the ones who tried to silence them. Today's story ties in a nice aspect of quantum physics, entanglement, and string theory here. This is called the green spectrum. Appropriately the color of Mercury, too. Julian Veller, brilliant, arrogant, and untouchable, moved through the courthouse like a king among peasants. With Mercury and Scorpio sharpening his mind to the blade, he manipulated evidence, rewrote narratives, and played the legal system like a grandmaster. They even had their own special group, identified by a symbol of the globe with a compass and a scythe, starting north, swinging westward, and hooking south into the globe. His Mercury trine Saturn in the 7th made him unbeatable in negotiations and alliance building. His Mercury trine Jupiter in the 6th gifted him just enough luck to dodge suspicion each time a child vanished under legitimate judicial orders. With a secret affair with Judge Callista Wren, but we know who I'm talking about, heir to a powerful political dynasty, Julian believed destiny bent around him. Together, they curated their empire, criminals freed and then blackmailed, cops bought and obedient, and a street crew willing to do anything for the right price. Behind the curtains, Julian's wife, descendant of one of the elite trafficking bloodlines, connected their small city to an international marketplace of human lives. Money from drugs, prostitution, and children cycled through a web of laundromats, storage units, and real estate properties, generating millions hidden in bland LLCs named with the numerology of 24 and 28. Sigils he believed guaranteed success. But the day Julian targeted the wrong child, everything began to unravel. Ava was the daughter of a man everyone believed was ordinary, quiet, worthless, a loser, unassuming. In truth, he was codenamed Taptarthrath, chosen by the intelligence community because of his uncanny intuitive patterns, his perfect timing, and his ability to see that which was unseen. Born with a Mars, Sun, Venus stellium in Sagittarius and a North Node, Saturn, Neptune stellium in Pisces, he lived at the crossroads of spirituality and precision. His mind operated like quantum entanglement, detecting connections others in the beginning couldn't see, understanding people as if they were strings vibrating across realities. And when Ava was abducted under the guise of protective custody, he knew instantly, not by evidence, by the shift in the green wavelength, the frequency where Mercury's power whispers and lies collapse. Callista and Julian sent Ava to a local child psychology center they controlled. But instead of therapy, the staff, paid off and loyal, spent hours convincing her that her memories of abuse by Julian's operatives never happened, despite it being documented through police records and CPS interventions. That her father was dangerous, delusional, and unfit. A strategy crafted by Julian's Mercury conjunct Lilith in the 12th, the dark art of rewriting minds. But Julian didn't know the center was already compromised by Baba Yaga. The old witch didn't arrive in a cabin with chicken legs. She arrived as a whisper in the electric grid, a shadow in the corner of the camera feeds Julian hacked. She favored Ava's father, though, the man chosen by the old gods to dismantle corruption through intelligence, precision, and spiritual force. Where Mercury ruled the mind, Baba Yaga ruled the consequences that followed lies. The FBI and international agencies had already marked Julian's ring years prior, but they needed him arrogant enough to hang himself. And he did. Boy, did he ever. Every trap set for Ava's father, every fake charge, every false narrative, every fraudulently created judicial order, every planted narrative began backfiring spectacularly. His Mercury trine Neptune in the 9th let him see through illusions. His Mercury sextile Pluto in the 10th made him a natural detective shredding secrets in seconds. And his Mercury opposition Uranus in the 8th gave him the kind of unpredictable brilliance that Julian could never anticipate. He was unpredictable, if you will. Very erratic behavior as it appeared, which truly was part of the intelligent strategic movement that lied within. Julian tried to have him killed. The assassin defected. Julian tried to discredit him. The judge's bribes were recorded. Julian tried to send him to prison. The cops flipped. The street crew turned. The trafficking network collapsed like a dying star. And this dying star did not go neutrino. It didn't go neutron. It didn't even go supernova to black hole. It just died. White dwarf. The final blow came when Ava, rescued, protected, and healing, walked into court with her father holding her hand. A surveillance tape was played. Julian admitted to using the courts for abduction. Callista instructing a therapist to rewrite a child's memory. Their finances were traced with surgical efficiency, exposing international connections so damning that even Callista's families couldn't save her. When the verdict was read, a gust of cold wind blew through the courtroom, though no doors were open. Nyx, Baba Yaga, and the spirit of Mercury were present for the fall. Julian screamed innocence until the last second, begging for mercy. There was none. There's not going to be none. Not in quantum mechanics, not in law, and for sure not in karma. His empire collapsed in a single green flash, Mercury's final stroke. Ava and her father rose from the ashes as advocates for children stolen by power, corruption, and systems that should have protected them. Their message was simple. Truth is faster than lies, and karma is quicker than power. And no darkness can hide from the light forever. And in the shadows, Baba Yaga smiled. Balance had been restored. We're ending this with a grand ceremony on vacation at the veiled Mercurian tribunal. We're going to begin opening our circle here. By the green fire current of Mercury, by the silver thread pulse of quantum entanglement, by the hidden mathematics of fate, written in the numbers 24 and 28, I open this circle between worlds, the veil. Tremble, let the strings of reality hum, let no lie stand unchallenged beneath the sky. I call upon the winds of the east, the breath of knowledge, the flames of the south, the torch of exposure, the waters of the west, the river of remembrance, the earth of the north, the stone of consequence, and the aether, the silent witness that binds them all. The circle is open. Now summoning of the mercurial current. O Mercury, swift-footed messenger, keeper of secrets, revealer of every hidden exchange. You who rule the cracks between time, the crossroads of choice, the trick that exposes the trickster. Come forth. Tap the wrath, mercurial spirit of cunning clarity, unmasker of fraud, whisperer behind the illusions of men. Make the dishonest speak through their actions, what their tongues would never confess. Let your emerald wavelength ignite the air. Let thoughts accelerate. Let truth outrun deception. Let justice move at the speed of light. Calling unto the watchers of karma. I call upon the saturnine judges, you who weigh every action without mercy or prejudice. Let every debt seek its owner. Let every deed find its author. I call upon Neptune, whose intuition unravels false narratives and dissolves illusion into raw truth. I call upon Pluto, whose transformations spare no corruption, whose shadows reveal the rot beneath polished reputations. I call upon Jupiter, whose righteous expansion magnifies every hidden detail until the guilty drown in the gravity of their consequences. invoking the shadowed crone. O Baba Yaga, mother of the crooked forest, keeper of the bone-hinged gates, you who see through the masks of the coward and the kings, turn your spinning houses towards the lies of these men. Let your iron mortar grind down their alibis. Let your pestle pulverize every secret oath. Let your hearth fire illuminate every concealed crime. Let your laughter chase the corrupt from their false sanctuaries. Walk the boundaries between worlds and bring justice the way only you can. Sharp, sure, and unavoidable. We now begin the binding of the corrupt by the entangled strings of reality, by the mirrored mathematics of the universe, by the symmetry that governs all truth. I bind the hands that traffic the innocent. I bind the tongues that lied in courts of law. I bind the eyes that turned away for profit. I bind the hearts that felt no remorse. May every judge who corrupted justice be judged by the divine. May every officer who played accomplice be arrested by fate. May every criminal given power be stripped of every illusion of control. Let the green light of Mercury's wrath expose every ledger, every forged report, every hushed exchange, every secret deal, every stolen child, every silent witness, every guilty soul. Let nothing remain hidden. We unleash the revelation of the truth. Oh, woven strings of quantum fate, vibrate with remembrance. Show what the criminal empire tried to bury. Unspool the timeline they distorted. Reveal the bait they took so eagerly. Bring forth the evidence their arrogance created. Let their schemes be undone not by chance, but by the weight of their own design. Let every trap they set become the snare that closes around them. Let every path they carve lead straight to exposure. Let their downfall be swift, merciless, and mathematically certain. We declare the verdict of the celestial tribunal. In the presence of the planets, the spirits, the elements, the unseen watchers, and the laws that govern the cosmos, the verdict is now passed. Those who harm the innocent shall face the echo of their actions. Those who tampered with memory shall drown in the memory of their own deeds. Those who use laws to break lives shall be broken by the laws they thought that they controlled. Those who tried to rewrite truth shall be erased from the story that they forged. Their empire collapses. Their power dissolves. Their protection evaporates. Their shadows betray them. Their allies abandon them. Their arrogance will condemn them. Their fate answers to no human authority. We now seal this in the sealing of the decree, by the green flames of Mercury, by the wisdom of Saturn, by the dream vision of Neptune, by the transformation of Pluto, by the expansion of Jupiter. So the truth awakens, so the karmic wheel accelerates, so the corrupt fall by their own hands. The justice is now delivered. By the power of the five elements, earth, air, fire, water, ether, the decree is sealed. The circle closes, but the veil mends, but the truth remains. So it is spoken, so it is written, so it now moves, so it becomes, so it is done. With the authority of the divine, I declare this to be law that underlies law, and so it is. That's all I have for you guys today. Let's all utilize this Mercury energy beautifully.